Hello and thank you for watching my video. This is a new series that I'm going to be doing looking at PvE builds and specs for different classes in Guild Wars 2 for 2015. The idea of this is to show the differences that you can have when you're running around in PvE, be it dungeons, be it world bosses, or be it just generally going around on your own doing heart quests or going for those point of interests. So I've had a lot of people actually ask me, what is this Condi spec that I run on my engineer? Because I do get quite a lot of high numbers, particularly for condition damage when I'm in dungeons. Part of my dungeon series, I have my engineer running, and he does do some pretty heavy damage. So this is what this video is going to be about. As we can see here, this is my little engineer, and he is, if I come out of this, I tend to either go shield pistol if I'm doing world events, or I might go shield, pistol. So I'll press on the hero tab. If we have a look at my equipment, first off, I actually have a ascended pistol, and it has the superior sigil of corruption, so it's precision, toughness, condition damage. So every time I do kill an enemy, I'm getting more and more condition damage. Obviously, it has an infusion for condition damage, and it's a very, very good way of actually increasing your condition damage. My shield, pretty much, again, is condition damage. I haven't updated the sigil yet, because I too tend to run this, which is, again, a very, very good weapon to have, because the superior sigil of torment adds that AoE of torment, and is pretty impressive as well. So that sometimes, if you see me running with dual pistols, that's what I'll be running. As well, when you're equipped, obviously, with this pistol, you've got the superior sigil of corruption. If you do have a grenade kit, and you do actually kill an enemy, you will still get the superior sigil of corruption's condition damage, attribute stacking bonus. That's what occurs on there. So let's talk about the armor. I actually have, you can see here, all ascended armor. But let's take you through it. I believe, apart from the leggings, which are Ferratus's leggings, which is precision, toughness, condition damage. The rest are all power, vitality, condition damage. So I had a little bit of mix. There is obviously the main attribute is condition damage, but the majority is power with that extra bit of precision from the leggings. So that just gives me that extra bit of power, the damage that I can do with the grenades and the bombs, which I actually mainly use. And that's what obviously is a significant damage. We also look at the superior rune sets. The superior rune of the crate, mainly because it gives me that extra bleeding duration. I can also, when I'm hit, I get can cause bleeding. I have a 175 plus condition damage, and when I use my elite skill, which will tend to be the supply crate, I get 20% plus bleeding duration and torment and poison for nearby foes. So it's a pretty handy elite skill, maximum. Sick. I don't know how it's described actually, but yeah, the sixth, having the full set of superior rune in the crate is a very good boost indeed. You can go for like a few different runes as well, but I find superior rune in the crate is quite handy for a condition damage build. So let's look at this. We have the I've actually got the spinal blades. It's not. I don't think it's the actual top end condition damage, although I might be incorrect. But I do have an infusion on that, so I actually have 47 condition damage. We have the Forgeman's gear, which is to do with kudos and completing the Crucible of Eternity dungeon track. You get when completing getting all the weapons and the armor. You get the Forgeman's gear, power, vitality, condition damage, which is very similar to obviously the this is Occam's armor set for the ascended armor set. We have precision, power, and condition damage, and also in condition damage infusion. So it's just trying to max out those, using those infusions to max out your condition damage. We have Wind's Locket, again, power, precision, condition damage, and power, precision, condition damage from the Plague Signet for the ring, and power, precision, condition damage for Verata's Seared Ring. So a pretty impressive array of condition damage. Everything's maximum for condition damage. So that is my armor set. You can see the numbers we've got here. We look at the condition damage, and obviously the condition duration. You can see there bleeding's increased by 75%, and obviously we've got some critical hit damage. So let's look at the traits for my PvE character. We have 66002. The reason I have that is for generally speedy kits. It really helps me go around the world because I just want to, you know, watch here. I'll get swiftness for 9 seconds, and then just after that ticks down, I'll swap onto my grenade kit, get another 10 seconds of swiftness. It also increases ferocity, so gives you a little bit more critical, you know, obviously to do with the critical hits and critical damage, and obviously tool belt recharge rates increased by 10%. But using tool belt skills does partially restore endurance. So if we watch this, and then you'll see it slightly increasing the endurance. So that's one of the extra reasons for having quick kits and using kit skills. You just you know, you can jump around a lot more. You can see it. If you just watch it stack up, and then you can be like, okay, so we do one. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but anyway, we'll leave that for you guys to figure out. That's just my minor trait. I only take that for speedy kits and getting around the world. So let's talk about, we've got power and condition duration. So we've got create a bomb when we dodge. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you guys. Here we go. It should go off. Oh, it doesn't go off. Okay. Create a bomb when I dodge. I think that's probably because I have to be in combat for it to work. But anyway, when you dodge, you will leave a combat behind. A bomb behind. It's a pretty, you know, sort of another way to actually increase your damage on a, you know, if someone's coming in close. Particularly the NPCs. If you're in dungeons and you dodge out the way, you're creating a bomb. It adds that vulnerability, you know, to the enemy, and it's pretty handy indeed. Obviously, you know, you can't change that. That's just what you get with it. Explosions have the chance to cause bleeding, so explosions being bombs and also grenades, so that's an extra chance to get bleeding. And if you look at the duration, it's 21 seconds of duration, a significant length, you know, a lot of shrapnel. You know, if you keep dropping bombs or grenades, you're really going to inflict heavy bleeds on an opponent. This is to do with sort of a defensive skill. When you do get reduced down to 25% health, you'll place mines around yourself. Again, it's just a standard trait for you there. Critical hits inflict burning. You can actually go for something slightly different. You know, you can go for explosive powder, so increasing damage to a flat 10%. Or you can go for, you know, reducing that recharge on bombs and grenades. I find having burning, especially if you're obviously on your own, if you're in a Zerg and you're doing sort of world boss events, this probably isn't the best, most effective trait to take. But if you're out in the world on your own, critical hits, you know, inflict burning, and the grenades will tend to inflict a significant amount of critical, meaning you're going to get a severe amount of burning damage on your opponent. The idea of this build is to really stack up those conditions. We have explosions cause vulnerability, so again, every grenade, every bomb is causing vulnerability. And then we have Grenadier. There isn't really any of the other two, not really too worthwhile taking. But Grenadier it gives me an extra grenade, it gives me the option to throw them further, and it really gives you an ability to enhance those grenades. So if we look here, you know, we throw grenades, you'll see instead of the 3, we'll actually, well, we'll get 3 there, but I think we're in combat, unless we're in combat. So there we go, or maybe you only throw 2 grenades, but so there you go, and all those explosions will cause damage. So that's just something to be aware of. Let's go back to the traits. So we're getting, obviously, with critical hits inflicting burning, explosions causing bleeding, you're getting more grenades, so you can, you know, adding chilled, adding poison, adding blinds, adding bleeding, a lot of extra condition damage. Critical hits have a chance to cause bleeding, so critical hits inflict burning and they inflict bleeding. So this is to do with precision and condition damage. So obviously precision with ferocity is affecting your critical hit chance and critical hit damage. Hair trigger, I have 2 sort of minor traits rather than master traits on this, because I like having the extra, for my static shots, I like having the reduced cooldown. Because if you take that, if we take that off, you can see it's a cooldown of 12 seconds. If we take that off, it's going to be 15 seconds. And I like having that 3 seconds ability to cause blindness and confusion is pretty significant. So that's why I prefer hair trigger. For, you know, to reduce those pistols, because especially if you have 2 pistols, it's very, very useful indeed. We get critical hit chances increased against foes that are below the health threshold. So when you're getting below 50%, they're getting an increase, or you're getting an increased chance to critical by 10%, which is extremely useful for Critical hits causing bleeding, critical hits causing burning, and explosions causing bleeding. You're getting explosions causing vulnerability. You're getting all of these different conditions on your opponent. Okay, so as you can see here, obviously we're up to precise sights causing vulnerability on critical hits as well. So critical hits not only causes vulnerability, it causes bleeding, it causes burning. You're getting significant amount of critical chance. Everything you're critical in with will add to all these conditions. Damage is increased against bleeding foes. So obviously with explosions and critical hits, you're able to increase your damage by 5% against bleeding foes, and you increase the damage for each condition on a foe. There is an option you can go for burns, applying longer, but having the increased damage, because if you look how many different types of condition damage you can do, you have bleeding, you have poison, blindness and confusion. You have, so that's sorry if we come back. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go into the grenades. We have chilled and vulnerability, so that's 6. We have all these here, and then nothing extra special apart from immobilize and cripple, which is glue bomb. That's the only two you can do that. Obviously, if you're running dual pistol, you will have the ability. If we go to weapon skills, sorry. If you're running with the offhand pistol, you'll get glue shot as well. So for immobilize and cripple is very, very useful indeed, because you can actually run a different trait. Again, critical hits with rifles, but we don't have any rifle on this. And so none of these really, I don't think, that's why I haven't picked any of these masterwork traits. But I'm just trying to see. There was, I think, another trait that I did consider taking. No, so we'll leave it as that. Sitting duck. Apply cripple and vulnerability to enemies you immobilize. So obviously you're getting 5 stacks of vulnerability there and cripple. The only immobilized skills that you'd have would be on dual pistol, which is pistol skill 5, or this glue bomb, where you could, it's a 25-second cooldown. So it is pretty limited to, you don't have that many options to cause cripple and vulnerability. So that's why, using this trait is why I actually prefer precise sights and hair trigger. But you can swap that in and you can go for that. If you actually run net turret, you can use that instead of pain inverter. So let's talk about some of the utility skills. We actually have, obviously, I'm running the grenade and the bomb kit. The grenade I use for ranged, and then if the enemy is coming in close, I will pop those bomb kits and drop smoke grenades and drop in the concussion bomb, fire bomb, everything. We have, the healing turret, because if you're in a party, it's very good at the healing. I actually prefer pain inverter for the extra confusion. However, this is easily swapped out with anything you really want to go for. If you want to reduce your condition damage, or sort of, cleanse conditions, Elixir C is a very good one to take. If you're looking for stealth as well, there's another potion as well. I believe it's Elixir X. Yeah, so if you use the Elixir S's F1 or F2 skill in this case, you can grant stealth to your allies, and going through certain parts of dungeons is very, very useful for that indeed. But again, if you want swiftness, since if you don't take the speedy kits, Elixir B is a very good one. It just has a very long cooldown. So although you get swiftness for 10 seconds, it's got a 40-second cooldown. So yeah, there's a few different ways you can run, a few different ideas. I have occasionally run Thrown Mine because of the knockback, which I also use with my shield, because it does cause a lot of knockbacks as well. But occasionally I run Radiation Field or Technobabble for days is also very good. Slick Shoes, you'll notice there's a lot running on the Celestial Engi at the moment. However, for damage, it isn't really that useful, which is why I go for Pain Inverter. You can steal boons from your enemies, so that's really handy indeed. We look at the Big Old Bomb, that's useful for launching foes, and obviously we've got grenades as well, Grenade Barrage. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take us out into the world just to give a few little demonstrations and to show you about the sort of different condition damage that we can do. Okay, so I've just wanted to show you we're actually now in Ore. We're in the first area of Ore that you actually go to, the Straits of Devastation. And I wanted to show you around here because you do get a few little crafting spots, harvesting spots, sorry. And you also have this enemy. I wanted to find a veteran for you guys, just something not too damaged. And we have the veteran Furious Jungle Boar here. So I wanted to show you, and we're going to do throw in some grenades. I'm going to go with a freeze grenade to sort of slow him down so we can still attack from range. Throw in some poison, some burning. We'll throw more grenades in. We'll put in some blinds on him so he can't attack me, or sort of miss with his attacks. And we'll try and get some confusion going with sort of pain inverter, and we've switched to the bomb kits. You know, putting the glue bomb, you know, condition damage. Look how many conditions he's already got on him, and that's it. He's down. And that was a very, very quick fight. I barely suffered any damage. You can see here, if we go to the combat log, these are all the pinky purple numbers. They're the condition damage. The orange are the actual sort of normal hits, I believe. And the red numbers, obviously, are the critical hits. So what we're going to do, we are going to wait for it to respawn, and I will show you exactly the same thing again. This time I'm going to, oh sorry, just cut that in. This time I'm just going to include the combat log. You can see here it's got all the combat you can have. So I'm hoping that you can see some of the details that you'll get and some of the numbers we're going to pop. We're going to do, again, freeze grenade. I don't think I've actually positioned myself too well here. But you can see here we've already got 5 different, you know, has so many different condition damage. I'll pop my shield, get the reflect, sort of on the knockback. But yeah, I mean, we can get so many different conditions on this enemy here. You know, we've got the immobilized going here. We've got 6 different conditions on him, and obviously the more conditions you have, the more damage you're doing. And again, I'm able just to stand here pretty much unscathed and just kill him that easily. So I'm hoping this little bit build has been pretty useful for you guys. I know a lot of you were interested because of the different and the amount of condition damage I was actually able to get on enemies out there. You know, you look at the critical hit damage I'm getting there, you know, sort of on the bombs alone. And I'm hoping that this little guide has given you some ideas on the type of spec I run, and that it's a very good good spec to run in just generally the world. It will be very, very useful. I'm hoping the traits and the armor setup. You know, I did run this without ascended armor. You do get a little bit of a stat boost with ascended armor, but obviously you can run exotics, and it's not too much of a slight reduction in that. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope this has been useful, and I will catch you on the next video. See you soon.